You see, there's a subtle but life-changing distinction that separates those who occasionally manifest small wins from those who seem to effortlessly reshape their entire existence. It's not about being more positive or repeating affirmations louder. It's about accessing a frequency so deep, so unshakable, that the universe has no choice but to respond. This isn't New Age fantasy. This understanding is rooted in the brilliant work of Carl Jung, who discovered that beneath our individual minds lies a collective unconscious, a vast matrix of consciousness that connects every living thing. When you learn to tap into this field with coherent, embodied certainty, you stop asking reality to change and you start commanding it. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, affirming, visualizing, staying positive, yet somehow the life you desire remains just out of reach, like watching a movie through a foggy window? What if I told you that the problem isn't your intention, but the intensity of your vibration? Today, we're going to explore something that most manifestation teachings completely overlook: the profound difference between vibrating high and vibrating strong, and why only one of them has the power to bend reality to your will. But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the world. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Now here's something that might blow your mind. The solid, tangible world you perceive right now, your phone, your walls, your body, represents only 0.035% of the electromagnetic spectrum that exists in the universe. Think about that for a moment. Everything you see, touch, and experience is less than 1% of what's actually there. We are literally swimming in an infinite ocean of possibilities, yet our limited senses can only detect the tiniest droplet. Has this ever happened to you? You want something desperately, you work hard for it, you push and struggle, but nothing seems to move. That's because you're trying to change the effect without addressing the cause. What we call matter is not the source of reality, it's merely the result of consciousness. Every circumstance in your life, every relationship, every financial situation, every health condition is the physical manifestation of a previous vibrational state. The ancient Hermetic principle knew this. The all is mind. Reality is a mental manifestation, and it responds directly to the frequency you align with. But here's where most people get stuck. They vibrate high, feeling good emotions, experiencing moments of joy and gratitude, yet their external world barely shifts. Why? Because high vibration alone isn't enough. What you need is something far more powerful, something that originates not in fleeting feelings, but in the depths of your being. A vibration so strong that it penetrates the invisible structure of existence itself. Carl Jung spent decades researching what he called the collective unconscious, and within his work lies a hidden truth that most people never discover. There exists an energetic lattice, an invisible web that connects every thought, every intention, every living being. This lattice isn't something you can touch or measure with instruments, yet it's the foundation upon which your entire reality is constructed. Think of it as the canvas before the painting, the screen before the movie appears. Everything you experience in the physical world is simply a projection onto this conscious structure, and here's the revelation that changes everything. This lattice responds directly to your vibration, to your intention, to the quality of your inner state. The real transformation, the kind that fundamentally alters your life trajectory, doesn't happen by manipulating objects in the material world. It happens in the energetic realm, in that invisible space where consciousness meets possibility. The three-dimensional reality you wake up to every morning is not the place where creation occurs. It's the place where you harvest the seeds you've already planted in the deeper dimensions of being. This is where most people get trapped in an exhausting cycle. They look at their bank account, see lack, and feel discouraged. They look at their relationships, see problems, and feel unworthy. They look at their body, see imperfection, and feel defeated. And because they're identifying so completely with what their senses show them, they keep vibrating at the frequency of that lack, that unworthiness, that defeat. And the lattice, being responsive and neutral, simply reflects that frequency back to them in the form of more experiences that match it. Now, I want to go even deeper into this understanding, because the speed at which your reality shifts depends entirely on which plane of existence you're operating from. Physical reality moves slowly. It's bound by time, by cause and effect as we understand them in linear terms. But the higher planes, the mental field, the spiritual dimension, the vibrational frequencies that exist beyond sensory perception, these operate outside of time altogether. When you make a decision in these realms, when you shift your inner frequency with genuine coherence, the change happens instantaneously. The transformation is immediate. What takes time is simply the physical matter catching up, reorganizing itself to match the new energetic blueprint you've established. The stronger your vibration, the less resistance the material world can offer. And the faster this reorganization occurs. This is the secret behind those moments when reality seems to shift overnight, when opportunities appear out of nowhere, when solutions materialize seemingly by magic. It's not magic at all. It's you learning to operate from the dimension where change is instantaneous, rather than waiting for permission from the slow-moving physical plane. Write in the comments, "I choose to vibrate strong." This simple declaration anchors your intention into the present moment and signals to the field that you're ready for this shift. So here's where the real transformation begins, and it's something most teachings completely miss. When people talk about high vibration, they're usually referring to emotions, feeling grateful, feeling joyful, feeling enthusiastic. And yes, these emotional states are valuable. They lift you up and open you to possibility. But emotions are inherently unstable. They fluctuate with circumstances. You feel amazing when something good happens, then deflated when external conditions shift. This is why so many people experience brief bursts of manifestation, followed by long periods of nothing. They're riding the wave of emotion, which is powerful but inconsistent. Strong vibration is something entirely different. It doesn't live in the realm of emotion. It lives in the realm of sensory certainty. And this distinction is absolutely critical to understand. Sensory certainty is that deep, unshakable knowing that exists in your body, not just in your mind. It's the feeling you have right now that you're sitting or standing wherever you are. You don't need to convince yourself of it. You don't need to affirm it. You don't need to visualize it. You simply know it because your body feels it as reality. This is the frequency we're aiming for with the life you desire. Strong vibration is born when you can feel in your body, in your cells, in your nervous system, the reality you want as if it were already happening right now. This goes far beyond the practice of visualization or repeating affirmations. It's about energetically embodying the version of yourself who is already living that reality. It's the difference between being excited about the possibility of something wonderful happening versus being completely certain in every fiber of your being that it has already happened. One is hope, the other is knowing. One asks, the other declares. If this resonated with you, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what comes next. Each video builds on this journey we're taking together. But here's the hidden challenge on this journey. To generate this level of certainty, your entire system must be aligned. You can't have your mind thinking one thing, your body doing another, and your spirit pulling in a different direction. This is what creates the destructive interference that keeps people stuck for years. Imagine trying to create a powerful sound wave, but half your instruments are playing one melody while the other half plays something completely different. The result is noise, chaos, cancellation. The same thing happens within you. To vibrate strong, you need what I call multidimensional coherence. Your physical center, your mental center, and your spiritual center all vibrating at the same frequency toward the same reality. Your body must act in ways that reflect the life you're claiming. Your habits, your posture, your decisions in daily life must align with the identity you're stepping into. Your mind must hold thoughts and beliefs that support this reality, not sabotage it with doubt and contradiction. And your spirit must maintain an unwavering connection to the field of infinite potential, recognizing yourself not as separate from what you desire, but as an extension of the creative force itself. When these three dimensions lock into coherence, something extraordinary happens. Your vibration becomes a unified, coherent wave that the energetic field cannot resist, and your reality begins collapsing into form at a speed that defies logical explanation. Write in the comments, "My whole being is aligned." Let that declaration resonate through every layer of who you are. Now, let me reveal something that most people never realize about how reality actually works. Everything you're experiencing right now, your relationships, your finances, your health, your opportunities, none of it is random. It's all the result of an invisible but incredibly precise chain of internal causes. And understanding this chain is like discovering the blueprint behind the scenes of your entire existence. The chain doesn't start where most people think it does. It doesn't begin with your actions. It begins much earlier, in a place most people never pay attention. To where you direct your focus. Your attention is the starting point of creation itself. Whatever you consistently give your attention to determines your state of consciousness, and from that state emerges your identity, the way you perceive yourself at the deepest level. Are you someone who is capable and worthy, or someone who is limited and struggling? This identity isn't just a mental concept, it's the foundation from which everything else flows. Your identity gives birth to your beliefs, which are the interpretations you hold as truth about yourself, others, and the world around you. These beliefs then generate specific emotions, and those emotions either fuel your actions or paralyze them completely. Finally, your actions create the tangible results you call reality. This is the sequence that governs every outcome in your life. Attention, consciousness, identity, beliefs, emotions, actions, reality. Most people try to transform their lives by changing their actions alone, working harder, doing more, pushing through resistance. But this approach is exhausting and ineffective because they're trying to fix the symptom while ignoring the cause. It's like standing in front of a mirror, trying to change your reflection by touching the glass instead of moving your body. The reflection will never change until you change the source. This is why real transformation requires going back to the origin of the chain, your attention and the state of consciousness it creates. When you shift where you place your focus with intention and consistency, everything downstream shifts automatically. But here's the revelation that bridges ancient wisdom with modern science. Your attention isn't passive, it's creative. Quantum physics has shown us through experiments like the famous double-slit experiment that the act of observation literally collapses possibilities into reality. Before observation, particles exist as waves of potential, spread across multiple possibilities. Simultaneously, the moment conscious observation occurs, that wave collapses into a single, definite particle. Reality becomes fixed. What does this mean for your life? It means your attention is the most powerful creative force you possess. True manifestation doesn't happen through endless thinking or mental gymnastics. It happens through the quality of your observation, through how you place your attention with feeling and intention on the reality you desire. But observation in this context isn't what you might think. It's not about looking at your current circumstances and judging them. It's about being present inside the desired experience even before it manifests physically. It's about seeing the world through the eyes of the version of you who already lives that reality. You become the observer who validates and authenticates what you want to experience, and in that act of conscious observation with feeling, you begin collapsing the wave of infinite possibilities into the specific reality you're focused on. Write in the comments, "I am the conscious observer." This simple acknowledgement shifts your relationship with reality from passive recipient to active creator. So here's where theory becomes practice, where understanding transforms into experience. Your body already knows exactly what I'm talking about, even if your mind hasn't consciously recognized it yet. Think about this for a moment. Your body has a perfect memory of how specific realities feel. You know the atmosphere of a lazy Sunday afternoon without having to think about it. Your body simply recognizes that frequency. You know the energy of a Friday evening, the anticipation, the release, the shift in your nervous system. These aren't just mental concepts. They're bodily records, lived experiences encoded into your physical being. And this is the key that unlocks everything. If your body can recognize and embody the feeling of a Sunday or a Friday, it can also learn to recognize and embody the feeling of being the version of you who already lives your desired reality. This is what's called the creative point of view, and it's perhaps the most practical yet profound tool you have access to. It's not a mental position, it's a vibrational position, the internal place from which you observe and experience the world. The great teacher Neville Goddard spent his entire life pointing to this truth when he said, "Feeling is the secret." But he wasn't talking about fleeting emotions or temporary excitement. He was referring to a state of being, a sustained bodily knowing that doesn't question or doubt. It simply exists. When you assume the point of view of your desired version, not as imagination but as lived experience, and you allow your body to feel how that version perceives the world, something remarkable happens. You begin collapsing that reality within yourself first, before it even appears externally. The energetic field that surrounds and permeates everything responds to this feeling with absolute precision, because feeling is the language it speaks. If this added value to your day, leave a like. It helps this reach others who need to hear it. But here's what separates those who understand this intellectually from those who actually transform their lives: application. Knowledge without action remains stagnant information, interesting but powerless. The practice I'm inviting you into begins right now, in this very moment. It's the decision to observe your life as if you were already living the reality you desire. Not tomorrow, not when conditions improve, not when you feel more ready. Now, you breathe the way that version of you breathes. You walk through your day the way that version moves. You make decisions from that state of being. You sustain the vibration of certainty even when the external world hasn't caught up yet, because you understand now that the external world is always the last to know. The field of reality doesn't respond to doubt, to waiting, to "I'll believe it when I see it." It responds to vibrational coherence, to the unwavering frequency you maintain regardless of present circumstances. The more consistently you hold this frequency, the more rapidly the universe reorganizes the people, opportunities, and events around you to match it. This isn't wishful thinking, it's energetic law. And yes, this practice requires presence, it requires awareness, it requires firm intention and daily commitment. But what I can tell you with absolute certainty is that when you align your body, mind, and spirit in the same place and time, the eternal now, you access a power that makes the impossible inevitable. Write in the comments, "I live my desired reality now. Speaking this into existence amplifies the energetic shift you're creating in this moment. If you've made it this far, I already know something about you. You're not here by accident. You're someone who's genuinely ready for this shift, someone who recognizes that there's more to reality than what meets the eye. And I want you to know that creating content like this, diving deep into these transformations, exploring the hidden mechanics of consciousness, this is what I'm committed to bringing you week after week. So if this resonated with you, if you felt something shift inside as we journeyed through this together, I'd be honored to have you subscribe to the channel. This way, you won't miss the next piece of the puzzle, the next revelation that might be exactly what you need to hear at exactly the right moment. And if you're still with me right now, drop a comment saying, "I'm ready to vibrate strong." I read every single one, and it genuinely means something to see who's on this path alongside me. It creates a field of intention between all of us, and that collective energy is powerful beyond measure. Before you go, hit that like button if this video added value to your journey. It helps this message reach others who need to hear it, and, honestly, it's your way of telling me that what we're exploring here matters to you. Now, there's something else I need to share with you that builds directly on what we've covered today. There's a video right here that takes this understanding even deeper, exploring the practical techniques you can use starting tonight. Click on it and continue with me over there. Let's keep this transformation moving forward together.